What a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see something so breathtaking.
Come with me on an adventure of a lifetime as we hike Acatenango and one of the world's most active volcanoes, Fuego, in Guatemala. Owl tours pick up at 8 a.m. in Antigua to take us to the base of the mountain where we'll do our final preparations. The tour guides walked us through absolutely everything we could possibly need on the trip, as well as gave us an opportunity to rent some equipment if we needed, which we definitely did. It's best to communicate what you think you're going to need in advance, though, to make sure they have it. And we're off, starting our hike at 10 a.m.
Oh. Hello, Pedro. How we all doing? Great start, hey? 10 minutes in.
Make sure you bring plenty of water and electrolytes. It's recommended 4 to 5 liters per person. And remember, you're carrying it yourself unless you hire a porter.
And this gentleman behind me, he's got 2 bags on him, which is pretty nuts, up to probably 50 pounds there.
Some essentials include ski poles, gloves, a headlamp, proper footwear, and lots of warm layers accessible because it gets cold at night. Just to give you an idea, it got to -6 degrees Celsius at base camp for us. And we were there around the middle of March.
Very nice. Well done. We've reached our first checkpoint here. I guess we can get some food and supplies if need be. Beautiful horse. So you can see we have a bit of a traffic jam here.
Acatenango is one of the most popular tourist attractions in Antigua, so there are hundreds of tourists going up and down every single day.
Busy day to be hiking so little village in here. All right, let's keep her going. Narrow canyons, narrow passageways with barbed wire on either side. People waiting to come down, people going up. And apparently we're rush hour, yeah, it's the rush hour. We're gonna hit a sand canyon up here that apparently is the hardest part. Once we're through that, yeah, so far so good, not too bad. Other than the dust, really dusty. So here's the sand canyon. For every step forward, you kind of slip back a little bit. There's Justin on jetting forward there. Oh, almost there. Through the sand canyon, that is. How we doing, y'all?
I think I'm gonna turn around.
I just roll down. I would just roll down from here. How you doing, Jer? Hi.
The hike itself is not super difficult, especially if you're used to hiking, but people do quit. We even saw someone get injured and get carried down on a donkey. So watch your step and pace yourself. Pro tip, sitting down every chance you get is not a good idea. It makes it that much harder for you to stand up every time.
There's like convenience on the way up here.
At least 3 stops along the way with local vendors selling snacks and electrolytes, along with this local liqueur that we got convinced to try as a celebration when we reached the top.
All right, so we caved. We bought the Jamaica. There's also tamarind, and we all got some, so we're gonna try it out. It'll be our little reward when we get to the top. Only like 12% alcohol, so c'est la vie. Okay. Cheers! Cheers! Yay! It's 12:22. We've been going for 2 hours now. Say almost about halfway. The rest of my group is way back there. I was told I could go up to the next convenience store and just wait for them here. So we'll see how long it takes them to get here. Just have to pass this whole group. So this group, this is Soy Tours, and they've got like 50 people in the group, which is a lot. I'm glad that we're with a smaller company, that there's just the 9 of us, and we got a private guide, so I think a much better experience to go with this smaller group, especially if they're all your friends.
The hike up to base camp can take anywhere from 4 to 9 hours, depending on the slowest person in your group. Pacing is super important. You want to go at a pace that's sustainable for you, and going with a private tour company meant that my group was much smaller. We all knew each other and were similar fitness levels, as opposed to going with some of these larger tour groups of all kinds of fitness levels.
Quick update, we're having to kind of like wait around for our porters because they weren't at the place when we were leaving, so they had to kind of get there, pick up our bags, so they're a little bit behind. We're about like 20 minutes out from our lunch spot, and if we want to have food, we gotta wait for our porters. I keep wanting to go ahead of these like big groups that are ahead of us, but ultimately we're just gonna run into more big groups. So it is what it is. Our guide was saying that we're like 20 minutes from the halfway mark, so we're making good time today. I think we're probably gonna make our 5-hour estimation. So yeah, we'll see. Next stop is lunch. Here we are, we've made it at the halfway point.
Easy.
Yeah, easy, right? Not too bad. And it's time for lunch. So let's see what we got and dig in. Okay, so here's the lunch. There's chicken and rice and veggie. This is the dinner.
Meals are typically provided by the tour companies, but make sure you bring your own snacks and protein bars to fill in any gaps. I did find though that the altitude had a bit of an impact on my appetite.
We've been going really fast, so we're actually eating the dinner right now because our food is with the porter. We're ready to go from our lunch spot. 2 hours left in the hike. But look at all the fog that just rolled in. So it's getting much chillier. Our porter still is not here. So fortunately I just have some gloves. But you know, once we get moving again, I was able to put my layers down. We'll warm up pretty quick, I think. So yeah, 2 more hours to base camp and then Fuego. And wouldn't you know, 5 minutes later, we're taking off all the layers again. Sand come out and layers come off. We just finished the 12 switchbacks. So the path back there went back and forth 12 times. And now we've got a little bit of a different terrain here. It's not so loose, a bit easier to walk on. And our guide just told us we're the fastest group he's ever walked with. So, hey, here's to that. Just appreciating the way the grass lays here. Kind of looks like water flowing. How you doing, babe? Good. Yeah, making it. I'm sure glad I found this little table here that I can split on because like starting to cramp a little bit. So make a nice deep stretch for the next leg of this thing. How's everyone doing? Yeah? Now that's content. Coming up on this clearing here. Haven't seen anything like this yet.
Altitude sickness is very common and something that you definitely want to be mindful of. We flew into Guatemala City only one night before the hike, but it's recommended to come in a few days earlier to acclimatize to the altitude. Antigua alone is already 1,530 meters above sea level, and base camp on Acatenango is 3,600 meters. I think we all experience some form of altitude sickness, some more than others. One of our friends was vomiting all night, whereas I just kind of felt nauseous once I laid down horizontally to try to rest. I had a very difficult time sleeping, but we weren't going to sleep for very long anyways before waking up at 4:30 to hike the summit of Acatenango in the morning.
Say Acatenango!
Now, I am no stranger to foreign languages, but for some reason I could not for the life of me remember how to pronounce Acatenango. Call it altitude, brain fog, or fatigue from some of the traveling we were already doing, but enjoy me screwing it up for the rest of this video.
Acatenango. This is literally our final stretch. We've got maybe like half an hour to base camp. Then we get to hang out for an hour or so before the next leg of our optional hike to Fuego. Here we've found some more volcanic terrain. So we're back in the, well, I don't know, the terrain keeps changing. Like, it definitely feels like would have been erupted lava at one point, maybe. Big bed of rocks. Almost to base camp, we're being told. 15 minutes. And just like that, we have reached the base camp. Don't know which cabins are ours, but we're gonna go find them. Can't imagine carrying those up here. Wow. There's all kinds of cabins out here too, including tents. Well, apparently it's gonna get cold later, so.
Lots of different kinds of accommodations that people were staying in at base camp, from tents to cabins. Ours was very in between. It was a smaller group, so we only had this one structure with 2 rooms in it. I liked that option because it was clean, it was new, and apparently they wash their sleeping bags a heck of a lot more often than some of these other bigger tour companies.
Whoa. What, really? I don't know.
What a view. All right, and here is our cabin for the night. Oh, wow. How much for your whistle?
He was so skilled.
Do it again, babe.
Let's do a Filipino competition.
Yeah.
Yours is better.
All right, our first glimpse of Fuego. You can see it steaming there. So our porter finally caught up to us. So we got our lunch finally. This is what we got. Yep. Now. Going to the bathroom up here is basically a free-for-all. It's kind of go where you can, where you find. They've given me a shovel. And you know, we're hoping to be able to go on this next hike. That's another 4 hours. It's kind of weather dependent. It's clearing up though. Fuego's right there. So thought I'd maybe dig myself a little hole here and go to the bathroom with a view. Let's try it. All right, I don't know if this is honestly TMI, but there's my hole. So let's give it a go. So really honestly wasn't that bad, and I buried it all up now, so no trace, but honestly the view that I had while taking a was probably the best I've ever had in my life. Check this out. Literally Fuego right there. And the clouds have come over a little bit, but you can clearly see the steam coming out. So super cool.
After a much needed short rest, we began the next leg of our journey to Fuego. The Fuego hike is quite extreme with steep incline and decline both ways, so most of our group decided to hang back at base camp and make their own fun there. The Fuego hike may be included in your tour, so make sure you look at the company you're booking with, because if it is included, then you are required to go on this second part. With Owl Tours, it was optional.
So we're just a few minutes into our optional hike closer to Fuego, and the skies have just completely cleared up for us. So hoping that we can get a really good view. We could see at least some smoke, if not some eruptions. That's the idea behind doing this additional hike right now. It takes 4 hours, so 2 hours there, 2 hours back. We got to go down and then back up again, and then down and then back up again. So that's basically what we're in for now. Here's our crew. Where is it? Yes, we've got Haley and Dracone. All right, well, the descent is like skiing, but because it's the dry season, it's super dusty. So protection on my mouth. Honestly, wish I had some protection on my eyes, but hey, it's no worse than burning, man. We have made it to the base of Fuego. So this is Fuego. This is Acatenango. Yes. And so now we get to start our ascent. We survived all the dust coming down, very dusty. But yeah, we're, what, halfway there? Oh, wow, this is incredible. I mean, look at this view. So just gonna go up here, yes. Melvin has been amazing. Here we are, as close as we can get to Fuego. This has been a 2 hour hike. We're gonna have to hike back another 2 hours. Looking like in the dark at this point, but wow, this has been a surreal experience. I have never seen anything like it. You never know what you're gonna get. We weren't sure if it was gonna clear up for us enough to be able to see anything, and sure enough, it is cleared out beautifully, and we get this amazing view of Fuego. There's these two little volcanoes called Pacaya, and there's a summit there where you can hike, I suppose. But that is also an active volcano, and you can see the little bits of smoke coming out of the top of there. The volcano directly in front of us right now, this is called Agua. So you see all the lights and stuff down over here. In the middle, we have Antigua, and then behind it is Guatemala City. There's the sunset. Fuego.
We were just about to leave because we needed to get down as the sun was setting and it was getting dark. Dracone blew his flute for the last time, and all of a sudden we started to notice some activity.
All right, time to go. So now we're all bundled up and we're heading back in the pitch black. So, you know, we got a couple hours ahead of us before we get to base camp. We're gonna take it slow and steady, just make sure we get there safely. All right, we've made it to the bottom We made it to the bottom. We still got halfway to go. We gotta climb all the way back up again. And I gotta remove some layers. I mean, it's cold out here, but we're definitely burning some calories. Here you can see all the lights of everyone coming down from Fuego. That's where we were. The long-awaited rope, a beautiful sign that we are very close. That was the biggest landmark that I've been waiting for. There it is. I knew that once we got here, it's just a little bit further. Now we get to sit by the fire. Thank you, Melvin. Got some extra wood for us to have some fire still. They're heating up our food, which is so nice. We brought some extra like cup of noodles, so looking forward to a hot meal. And here's a might be hot chocolate too. Here's our dinner. Melvin's working hard getting the fire going. Yeah, there we go. And there's our hot dinner. Find stillness, looking well.
Being a part of a smaller tour group is really nice because you get to connect with your tour guide. And when we got back from Fuego, we were having some food and I got to share one of my original songs.
Be grateful, take a deep breath on your own. Humankind is waking up. Our 3D world is breaking up. A new world's forming right now.
And would you look at that? They offered me a little tip.
All right, local liquor, let's do it. Salud. Good morning. Didn't sleep so well. It's okay. We've just got a short 3-hour hike and the hike back down. We are commencing the morning hike. You can see the sun is starting to rise to get some color in the sky. We'll look around here. So I go behind us. I feel like we're not too far from the top. Because today's hike is not nearly as difficult as either of the hikes yesterday, so feeling pretty good. We are just moments away from hitting the peak here, or so it seems. See the moment of truth here. Oh wow, there are people up there. We made it. Check this out. So surreal. It's totally worth it. It's like literally standing on top of the world. There's nothing like this. We got up at 4:30 this morning to hike the summit, and what a view it is. There are probably about 100 people up here to watch this sunrise. It is an incredible moment, such a spectacle.
The sunrise hike was relatively easy compared to everything that we had already done. I would highly recommend doing it. Even though you have to wake up early, it is a view of a lifetime.
Literally just yesterday, we were here on the ridge between Acatenango and Fuego. We did everything that this hike had to offer. Gotta be really proud of ourselves. We gotta go back to base camp, pack up our stuff, and then head back down to town. But what an adventure, especially to do with our amazing, most closest friends. Honestly, no words. Take it in.
Riding clouds on pure divine vibes. Euphoria, we won't compromise. Bliss bumps rolling like a festival wave. Ecstasy soaring at my favorite rave.
I brought Melvin here, who's been our amazing tour guide the entire journey. And Melvin is with Owl Tours. How many times do you think you've hiked this?
Almost like 500 times already. I have already 12 years working like a guide here. I invite everyone to come to Acatenango hike. It's a challenge for everyone. It's not an easy way, but it's one of the most beautiful volcanoes in Central America and also in the world, I think.
Yeah, once in a lifetime opportunity to come and experience something like this. The fact that we got to see some eruptions last night from Fuego, you know, that additional hike that we did was really extreme, but well worth it. And I'm really proud of the three of us that went with you. How long do you think it's going to take us to get down?
Usually we take 2 hours and a half,
Okay.
but you guys can take 45 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, we've been gunning it. They were telling us one of the fastest groups. We got up in 4.5 hours to base camp yesterday, so that was pretty good. Really great for communicating in advance, and hopefully through this guide that I filmed for you, you get a really good taste of what it's like to do this hike and exactly what you need to do to prepare. So thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much, Melvin. And we still got a leg left, but for now, let's enjoy the view.
In the sky, bliss bumps are there when we're living our truth. Pure magic within an eternal youth.
I'm just gonna make a quick video before we head down, just to show you what's happening around us here. This view is just exquisite. We got up at 4:30 this morning to do this final Acatenango hike to the peak of this mountain. Last night we hiked over there. Wow, what a surreal experience. Definitely crossed off of the bucket list. Oh, look at this plaque. Yeah, found this like plaque here. It looks like a memorial. Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay, say hi. All right, time to go down. Let's go. This is where we were on that ridge right there last night. That's where we were. This is the crater of Acatenango, and apparently it still smokes sometimes. Where all that white is there. Oh, it's quite a massive crater, wow. Just as we come down here, you can see the shadow of the volcano here, right in front of us. And then way in the distance there is the Lake Acatenango volcano. And so we're gonna be heading over to Lake Acatenango tomorrow, right?
I guess so.
Okay, so let's go. Onward and downward. Onward and downward. Oh. Jerry, what do we got here? Wild blueberries. They're good. You want one? Back to base. Time for breakfast. And it's time to leave my mark on Al Tours.
Vibrant, wild and free, dripping in colors not like you've ever seen. I laugh and live
Final moments up here. Yum, yum, yum. Oatmeal, banana, cinnamon, pancakes. What a breakfast. Here we are starting our descent. Leaving base camp. And aiming to get down in like 2.5, maybe 3 hours. First checkpoint, gotta remove some layers because it was cold up there, but the sun is out here. So everyone's just undressing. We're all dressed down and ready to go. Dirty shoes sound off. Heyo! Going down. Smooth sailing. Woo. Come on, Melvin, hurry up. Where are you at? I'm leading the pack now. This is your new cult leader. What is it? Apúrate. In case you didn't believe how cold it is, take a look at all the frost on here. Putting it out there. We are running down. Been a good pace. Running on down. We're gonna be there in no time.
So I don't think I mentioned about the dogs that are up here before. So basically these dogs are all stray dogs. Enough tourists come through here to give them food, so they just live up here. I think we can call this the home stretch. This is the first area that we had stopped off for additional convenience. One more leg to go.
In the end, this hike was such a worthwhile experience and so amazing to do with my close friends. It only took us about 2.5 hours to descend. We did run portions of it, and the decline was difficult at times for some people, and my knee started to give out a little bit too, so it's important to pace yourself on the way down as well. And the ski poles were an absolute essential, especially on the descent.
Oh my God. Oh, my legs are fried. Ooh.
The most challenging part of the hike, I would say, is the duration. It's not so much that it's difficult, but that it takes a long time to go up. It takes a certain level of fitness to be able to hike to base camp and then the additional Fuego hike in the same day. It was such a fulfilling feeling, though, to have completed this, and something I would recommend to anybody who's looking to have a once-in-a-lifetime experience with friends.
Good job, everybody. Good job, Dirty Shoes. Thank you so much, Melvin. Yeah. Oscar, thank you. Gracias. Finally get to sit down. I don't sit down while I'm hiking, then I won't get up, so. Okay, let's unpack. Leave them their stuff. How's everybody doing? Dusty, dirty.
I want a shower.
Yes, we are rushing home to shower and go in the steam room and have a nap and then have dinner and a dance party. Yay! All right, amazing adventure. Good job, everybody. Super proud of everybody.